Okay, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us about your connection to North Kilworth?
Yeah, my name's Jill Howkins, and I'm married to Mike Howkins, who owns the village petrol station, which has been in the family for, I think it's 90 years.
Oh wow, okay. Right from the very start of petrol. Okay, yeah.
We employ 9 people, 5 particularly vulnerable people for the COVID virus, and including Mike, who was under cardiology
All
and
right.
being treated for COPD at the time. So yeah, we employ lots of young people from the village who grow up and go away and do their careers.
Yeah, so you're very much at the heart of village life, really, aren't you? Because you not only got the petrol station, you've got a little shop as well, haven't you?
Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
which
Yeah.
hopefully will be redeveloped and made much bigger very soon.
Okay, so big plans for the future.
Yeah.
Okay, watch this space. Good stuff. So tell me a bit about how lockdown affected you in terms of your own personal life, but also obviously the business as well. How has it changed things?
Well, massively, really, because the traffic was reduced to 0 on the road,
Yeah.
and vehicle maintenance and obviously MOT tests were just not required. And so I guess it reduced our business by about 90%.
Wow, 90%. Gosh.
So and the cashiers were becoming very nervous of the virus because we have so many different people in from so many walks of life.
Yeah.
And the mechanics, they were bored, they were unsettled, and the atmosphere wasn't great. And so, you know, they're like family to us. They've been with us for between 6 and 30 odd years. And so it was becoming clear we needed to close.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
needed to protect them and protect our customers.
Yeah, yeah. So a difficult and a challenging decision to have to take, I would imagine. Yeah.
It was, but people have to come before money and business,
Yeah.
I'm afraid, for me.
Yeah.
So I drew up a vast list of tasks we've got to complete in order to shut down for 3 weeks. We completed them all in a week and closed the doors on the 3rd of April,
Yeah.
which was Mike's unhappiest ever birthday.
Oh gosh, yeah. I fell on his birthday as well. Oh dear.
Yeah. He didn't want to let his customers down. He didn't want to let the village down. But he wanted to protect our staff
Yeah.
and the customers, the vulnerable customers. I've never seen him so unhappy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all the people who were treating him in cardiology and COPD and pulmonary, they disappeared because obviously they were on the front line of fighting COVID, I presume. So that was a big worry for me as well because he was unsettled, upset at closing on top of his illnesses.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how it went.
It's a tough time, both personally and with the business as well. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
imagine closing a garage is not straightforward. I mean, a whole business you've got lots of people to tell and things to do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I did, I contacted the vast majority of our customers by phone, email, text. I put out a group WhatsApp message on the village WhatsApp, and you know, to tell them about our reluctant closure.
Yeah.
And the surprising thing was I was dreading the sort of response really, but we received so many heartwarming messages of support. It was amazing,
Oh, that's great.
and we'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes these difficult times, you actually get positives out of them because you get people giving you that feedback that you never knew about, how much they appreciate what you're doing in your business and the
That's
difference
right.
it makes to their lives.
It was a huge tonic to Mike and me, and to just get those messages from people.
So you closed down for how long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay. And So what did you do with your, with your three weeks of imposed holiday?
Well, there were loads of regular maintenance jobs to be done. You know, you had to go every day, and actually had to creep in, because if someone saw you opening the door, they all come. You know, they'd fly in for fuel or whatever, and I couldn't do it because it wasn't safe. So we had to do fridge and freezer temperature checks, backup computer systems, check the CCTV footage, the alarms.
So even in lockdown, there was quite a lot of work still to be done on a regular basis. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and also I had to learn all the new furlough rules, and they've changed all the time. And then in the middle of that, my laptop died.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh god!
Under the strain.
All right. Yeah. Just what you need. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever tried buying a laptop and loaded all the data and programs when everywhere's shut.
Well, that's a week's work on its own, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I managed, but it had to be done.
Okay. Good stuff. Okay. Let's just stop there a second. So, Jill, do you have any particular stories of lockdown that you'd like to share?
Well, yeah, there's a few really, but one that stands out is all the calls were diverted to my mobile, and there were hundreds. But this one particular lady, she lived about 10 miles away, and I don't know where she'd found our number, but she was having a birthday barbecue for her little girl, and it had come to a halt because the regulator on her gas cylinder had broken.
Oh dear.
And she said, "Had we got one?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. You know, we're shut. I have no idea." So I said, "Come on over. I'll have a look." And so we opened for literally 3 minutes, you know, and sort of hid and locked the door again. And I found one, and the look of joy on her face was just priceless, really.
Yeah.
And she's become a long-standing customer now.
Isn't that interesting how you know, the act of helping each other out is what builds relationships, isn't it?
Yeah. And it kind of, I don't know, it was a sort of shining light in the dark, really, because everyone was so down and worried, and so, and we also had an attempted break-in, which we've got a door made by a local company, the Begleys, and of course they didn't get through it. That was about the 5th time in 3 years. So with the help of the WhatsApp group and the North Kilworth and South Kilworth neighbourhoods watch and our CCTV, actually they've caught the criminals and they're imprisoned. So that was a downside, you know, that was another thing to sort of, you know, put the dampers on things a bit, but at least they didn't get in.
I saw that video footage because somebody put it on the WhatsApp group, didn't they?
That's
and
right.
It disturbed me.
Yeah.
It disturbed me because, you know, you don't expect to see that sort of thing, and it was quite upsetting.
It was upsetting to watch when we rewound the tape and looked, and you
just
really want to look away.
The blazenness of it, really. So good. That's good that they've been caught. Excellent. So, do you have anything else that you'd like to share about lockdown and the experience?
I think it brought a lot of people closer. I think people really looked at their values and priorities, and I hope that lasts. But of course now things are opening up again. You know, there's a whole new set of problems for everyone to deal with. And let's just hope we can, you know, get through this.
Yeah. So if you had to choose 3 words to describe the experience of lockdown, what would those 3 words be?
Totally unexpected, totally, I don't know really.
So unexpected?
Unexpected, unreal.
Unreal, yes, that's a good word. Yeah,
Unreal.
It did feel unreal, didn't it? Yeah.
And frightening.
Frightening, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your time, Jill. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
Thank you.
So Jill, you've got a particular story to tell about how the different generations came together and worked together over lockdown. Could you share that?
Yeah. When we opened up again, which was the 27th of April, we were all very frightened, and we just had one person per area, so one cashier, one office, one mechanic. And during that time, our youngest trainee mechanic, Joe Renshaw, who lives in the village, he ran that workshop single-handed for 2 weeks. He was our right-hand man in a way, and you know, people were starting their cars after a long period of being parked, and they were having all sorts of problems, you know, flat batteries, tyre problems, mechanical problems, and we were very, very proud of him, and we'll always be proud of him for that.
Yeah, it's good. So he really stepped up. Yeah.
Cracking lad, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good story. And how was the experience of locking up? How did your staff kind of react to that? And what were the things that you realised you'd missed? And how did you cope with everybody being a bit anxious?
Well, during the lockdown, we exchanged lots of WhatsApp jokes. So that's how we kept in touch and kept like morale up.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant. The staff, when they came back, they were pensive, they were nervous. We got a screen put up by a local firm, the Begleys. But I mean, we asked for a COVID secure inspection from our trade association, and we passed 100%, which was down to their teamwork really of the staff. And really the banter between all the customers that came back, you know, after all the lockdown, they came back, and all the banter between them and the staff just carries us through.
And did you find that your customers did come back?
Oh yes, all the loyal customers returned. They were thrilled to bits, even though we were on much reduced hours, much reduced. But yeah, they all came back, and we got some new ones too, which is great.
That's good. Good news then. Thank you.